I just want to thank United Way and the organizers for having me here tonight. This is an amazing event, and I get to tell my story, so I'm very thrilled about that. So I'm going to start from university, where I took 8 years of university. I took special needs, and I did education as well. And then shortly after, I married an amazing man who has been with me from day one throughout my life. We had decided that we were going to possibly adopt, and we went and we looked at the Department of Social Development to see about the baby list, just in case we couldn't have our own child. And we registered. When we registered, we were there, and it was 8 to 10 years in order to get a baby on that list. Meanwhile, I was having some fertility problems, so we went to the doctor to see what was going on with that and why I couldn't get pregnant. And during that time, they put me on medication, and then I ended up going to the Grace Maternity Hospital in Halifax. In Halifax, we did in vitro, and in vitro didn't work. And because my husband and I are the way that we are, and we really, really wanted to have children, that was devastating for us. But that said, we have adoption in our family. I myself am adopted, and I have a beautiful sister-in-law who is also adopted. So it's normal for us to have adoption in our lives. So when we came back, we decided we were going to go to the information session at the Department of Social Development. And this would have been for older child adoption. What that means is that the kids would have been 18 months and up. And about 3 months later, after we had done the home check, filled out all the forms, they called us. I was thrilled. I was so excited that it went so quick, and I was amazed and scared and just everything. So when we went into the office to see the social worker, they had presented us with 7 sets of siblings. And what had happened there was we ended up with these beautiful girls named Jessica and Stacy, and they were 2 and 3 years old. One of the things going into this was that they were from a home, they were highly, highly neglected, possible physical, sexual, verbal abuse. So we didn't know what we were getting into in some ways, and they came to us with global developmental delays. So what that means is that delayed across the board. There was some things going on. Jessica actually was more delayed than Stacy was, but Stacy always had behavioral issues. And we were busy going to doctors and specialists, and the Stan Cassidy pediatric team, who is absolutely amazing, for OT, which is occupational therapy, PT, physiotherapy, speech language, plus going to doctors to see what was going on. So that in 1999, after kind of a gradual integration into our home, we ended up being able to have the girls full-time, so that was our adoption. We were so, so excited. It was just an amazing time in our life. We had friends and family come to the event, and I was totally blown away. And at that point, we figured our family is done. So happy news, in 2001, the person, that couldn't get pregnant, and thought I had a bladder infection, made an appointment with the doctor. Doctor said, come see me tomorrow, and I was 4 months pregnant. And I guess the thing here was the fact that, you know what, I really enjoyed my pregnancy and I missed most of it. So that was not necessarily the best thing. However, so let's go back with Jessica and Stacy again, just for a quick, to give you some kind of leeway into what my life was like. So we didn't think that global developmental delays quite cut it as a thing, and I'm always a person that educates and learns, and with the degrees that I had, it just wasn't adding up. So we went to Moncton, and we went to a specialist there who told me that Jessica had fetal alcohol spectrum disorder, which means that mom drank when she was pregnant, and it crosses right across the umbilical cord, goes directly to the organs and the brain, and it is a preventable thing. If you don't drink, you can't have it. So in one way, I was relieved, because then I knew what I was working with, and I could actually do something. I could prepare the school and all these kinds of things. By grade 7, Stacy had had a huge temper tantrum in her class, literally banging her legs against the desk so much that she bruised it. She shut down the class, and the teacher said, what's up with this? And I said, okay, well, I'll ask her counselor, because she was in counseling for some of the behavioral stuff. And the counselor recommended another person. The person did an assessment on her, and she had RAD, which is reactive attachment disorder. That comes when needs aren't met when you're a baby. So if you don't go to them when they need food, when you don't change them, they get mixed messages, and it's not a good thing, because it's a push-pull thing for the rest of her life. So then shortly after that, we ended up going to Halifax. We finally got a diagnosis for Stacy too, and she also had fetal alcohol spectrum disorder, and then I just talked about reactive attachment disorder, so that's part of it. So as you can see, life was hugely busy. Both of my husband and I worked full-time, and we found out from a friend about Opal Family Services. And this is a local organization within our city that is, I have to say, it's totally amazing. I am so glad to be part of it. I can be a part of it from now, and I think the girls went around 10 till the time that I'm not on the earth anymore, they can continue to go. So they have a youth drop-in, and they have an adult drop-in, and they recommended different camps for the girls. They had camps for the girls. And for those of you that don't have special needs, for us, we still can't leave our kids alone together, and they're alone by themselves. They're 21 and 22. You always have to have somebody with them. So camps for us were amazing, because it's very expensive when you have to do summer. It's really, really difficult. So Opal also came to meetings with me when I was having some difficulties with professionals, or not. Sometimes they just came for support. And I have to say, it's an organization that is very close to my heart, so close to my heart that I actually jumped on the board a year ago. And now I'm going to get my daughter Jessica to come out, who is now 22, and she's going to tell you a bit about Opal. Go ahead.
Hello? Sorry. What Opal means to me, I like doing the Opal summer camps like Rising Sun, Rotary, and I did the youth drop-in like my mom said. I enjoyed it so much. I really enjoyed it. And I also did the adult drop-in and 9,000 Smiles in the past. And Beth Buddies is a program where they pair people with special needs with a mentor out in the community so people can do outings and still be safe.
Right. And Jessica was paired with Best Buddies through Opal Family Services with Jill Brady. So we're going to hear a song. Are you ready?
Yes,
Woo-hoo!
Let's hear our song.
Always knew what I wanted, and I wanted it with you. It didn't happen like we thought it would, but our family, it grew and it grew. Now our girls, they are all grown and growing, and you're still by my side. It's been hard and it's been easy. We've been shifted and shaped by the fire. Sometimes it's hard to keep on going. Sometimes